Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the AEW Unmatched 8 Brody King figure from Jazwares. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks awesome, and yeah, again, it comes down to the details, just like I spoke about with the Buddy Matthews figure. Just, yeah, they kind of nailed it here. I think the mold buck, the formula they used here is like spot on. It gets the mass of Brody with also making it able to articulate really well, which is just an awesome, again, attention to detail. And yeah, I guess we'll start with the face sculpt, and very much Brody King. Definitely softened details, but I think the sculpt is once again one where I think if they added some shading, you get somebody who kind of does kind of a touch up with the paint, you'd get an insane likeness. So really cool there. I mean, obviously the beard is very, very heavy and defined lines, just the way that this line looks. Then we get into the tattoos and just tons of tampos. Obviously Brody King is covered, so they are everywhere. It's kind of awesome to see him in detail and kind of see exactly what tattoos he does actually have. And just, yeah, it's really cool stuff there. Lots of color as well. Definitely pops. We do get the wraps all sculpted in. Always love when they do that, when it's not just paint. And then again with the gear, we get the stitching around a lot of the symbols and the patches on the gear, which is just awesome. I really love seeing that. And then finally, I don't think I realized how badass Brody King's boots were. And here you go. Just love the way these look. And those flame details, nice and crisp paint all around, great folds and just kind of sculpt here. So yeah, really kick-ass looking figure. We get a nice load of accessories, so let's jump right in. And starting with hands right out of the box, we do get the kind of grappling slash splayed out slash relaxed hands, again with those wraps sculpted in. Then we get, moving that alternate head around. And then we get a pair of fists also with the wraps sculpted in, so fantastic touch there. Good job, Jazwares. And then we get two different head sculpts. Actually, let me start with the one right out of the box. So we get the unmasked head sculpt that we saw before. So again, everything I said in the last section applies. And then we get the entrance masked head. And great job here where they actually did the mask as an overlay, so you get that depth. The eyes kind of look a little more piercing because again, you kind of see that peering out. Really nice crisp paint all around here as well, especially down here with the barbed wire design on the handkerchief. Just really, really nice attention to detail there. And you get the little accents of kind of gold going on here on the antlers. So really fantastically done head sculpt there. And then finally we get his entrance cloak, which is a very unique sculpt from what we saw with Malachi, from what we saw with Buddy Matthews. Just really nice work here. Of course, we get the rib cage with the spinal column here on the back. We get really nice texture with the cloth itself. It looks nice and drapey as it should. And then, the rib cage going on here, even with the buckles here on the side. So yeah, that will do it for accessories. Articulation, balance here are truly commendable. And as you can see, freestanding kicks, no issues. This actually took no effort to get into as well. So very nice, tight joints. Very well balanced figure overall, just awesome to see. Then getting into the kind of finer points, we do have our ball hinge here at the head. We can look all the way up because there's no problem getting past that head sculpt, and the neck sculpt is actually high enough to actually allow that. Not as much on the down because the beard's going to get in the way. Kind of the opposite issue we have with most figures. Not really any tilt, but we do get a little bit. Of course, we get rotation, hinge and swivel at the shoulders. We're coming into a T. We do get bicep swivel as well. Double jointed elbows coming to there. We do get hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal. Then we get our ball joint at the diaphragm, ball joint at the waist. And again, that sculpt just allows us to get some really nice crunch forward, some fantastic arch back, and tons of side to side and rotation, of course, as well. So really good stuff going on here. Got down to the hips, almost full splits. Not even necessary for Brody King, but yeah, there you go. Just insane. Front kick, almost full 90, beautiful. We do get thigh swivel. We get double jointed knees coming to about there. Again, depends on where you slide the knee pads. We do get boot cut. We get all the point we could want. Get kind of like a little dash forward, but not a ton. And then some excellent rocker. So that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here is with the rest of what we have for the House of Black. With some other AEW figures. With some other wrestling lines. With some domestics. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with Articulated Icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valorous Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the AEW Unmatched 8 Brody King figure from Jazwares is that this figure absolutely kicks ass. This wave in general has just been very, very strong, and House of Black has definitely gotten their dues here in plastic, and that's excellent to see. Lots of great details. The articulation is very much dialed in. The shoulders are a little tight, but it does seem to wear down pretty quickly, so there's that. And yeah, cannot recommend enough. Certainly if you're a fan of House of Black, if you're a fan of Brody King in general, or if you're a fan of the band God's Hate, who he sings for, want a Brody King figure for that reason, then there you go, it's here. Definitely absolutely recommend it. And unfortunately online, the only place to get it is Ringside. At one point it was GameStop as well, but that doesn't seem to come up anymore. So that's the way it is. I kind of hope more online retailers are able to strike a deal with Jazwares to have this just for variety and for the benefit of everyone, really, price-wise, certainly. Not only that, but Brody King has a chase, and I don't know if I'll ever see it. I hope I do, because the chase looks badass as well. And I guess with that being the case, I will have a link to the Ringside listing below because it is still available as me recording this review. So you can pick it up if you're interested, but this wave is also showing up on pegs at Walmarts and Targets. So happy hunting, and hopefully you can find it on a peg and you won't have to pay, an inflated price and shipping as well. So there is that. So that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, I hope to see you back here because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, of course, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's escape this world for a while, talk about some really nice plastic. And at the end of the day, I just hope you're well. Hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.